they were asking me, oh, your teachers then? Yeah, my teachers lived through the Depression. So now, if I'm in a room, I don't turn the light. If I don't need the light, I don't use it. And if I can walk, my grandmother would always say, some people are possessive of their steps. Don't do them. You just let your steps go. And so we would run around over in Croatia, and I don't think they do that anymore, but they used to put the spearmint and Wrigley's and gum and the candy bars, Hershey. They would put powdered sugar in the wrapping on the inside. Sprinkle powdered sugar in there, and then put the gum in there and wrap it, and then sprinkle powdered sugar in there, and then put the Hershey Mr. Good bar on there or whatever, you know. So we ran around in packs back then over in Croatia, packs of Indian boys, about 3 or 4, and we'll go through town, and if you saw a candy wrapper, that was just like an NFL football player diving for a football on fumble. We just make a beeline for that thing and just jump for it like our lives depended on it. Then we get that wrapper that somebody with all the money just took the gum and threw the wrapper aside, and we would lick the inside of that wrapper and then pass it on to your brother type of thing. So the whole idea of living that way, you never really pay attention to see whether you were poor or not, you know. But then we have back in those days, the shoes didn't come from China, and they were made, and it had a sole that was stitched on. And so when you wear that out, the tip, the tip, it would come down like that. And so when you walk, you had to sort of like pick up your foot, and the kids would say, "Hey, he's bad, that guy, he has hungry shoes." You know? And so then you'd have to sew them up and everything else. But this is what this poem here is all about. Life out there, and it really doesn't now they just go and get more over at Walmart's. But back then we still had to repair and then put cardboard and more leather on the sole by spring and everything. But from a hungry shoe and licking candy wrappers, I come to you speaking of these matters, the epitome existence of the coined units in the corridors of the Bureau of Indian Affairs, Tinseltown, Thirst, Federal Credit Union, Finance, tail between leg behavior, their ignorance enhanced from Crow life, they severed Indian rights for sale, broker, BIA, a person deep pants coined in baptism. But what did the psychiatrist say? One bird is worth 2 in the bush. It's a man's walk and he can't squeeze blood out of a board and you don't forget it, said the realist meddler at the Prairie Chicken Dance. One of the leaders said, and he can't squeeze blood out of a board, he said. He wanted to be a non-Indian thinking, but in reality, I told him, guys, old man Kyle, he's the one that made the ground for us type of thing. And so old man Kyle, he was a little bit crazy. He done a lot of things, but he made love to a box elder tree in the knot hole. And then the box elder tree tightened up on him, and that's his blood that's in the strain of the box elder tree. And so if you ever see a box elder tree, you take a look at it, and there's a red strain in there. And that's old man Kyle's blood. And so that's what that boss was saying, that he took us already, you know, and so that's why I put that in there. But, all right. Now, in a simple life, this is all I've always wanted, was a simple life. And I enjoy it. I enjoy riding horses and taking care of horses and cattle, and then I enjoy teaching. To be able to get a child to think and to be able to get through to that child. And this was amazing. I was teaching down there, and I gave all my students, Blind Gloria and Scott Momaday, and all that. I named my students after all these beautiful riders. And one boy, it's amazing, said, we were doing a lot of things, but the saddest, the happiest, saddest, and so on and so forth. But he said, the saddest thing I have ever seen was one day I saw Henry Reelbird and Elvis's crooked arm kicking a can and going down the streets. And when I asked them what they were doing, they said they were moving. I mean, like the feeling of an empty can, to be able to keep that, and they didn't have anything. But anyway, my grandpa